Hello, Team Telco. Welcome to part two of the Get Organized series. In the series of trainings, we're just trying to help you to get organized and therefore become more effective and productive. Just a brief recap of what we covered in Get Organized part one. We said, what are the benefits of doing daily planning? We said you become more efficient, you reduce your stress and your levels of overwhelm. You also beat procrastination and you start to prioritize better. It also gives you peace of mind and builds your skills and awareness. One of the issues that we had addressed was how do you stick to a daily plan? Because yeah, it's well and good on the one hand to make a plan, but if you can't stick to that plan, then it's not a very good plan. So we said that a good day plan is one that you can actually stick to. And we said that there are two time frames for planning. One can do planning either late at night, the last thing before you go to bed in order to clear your head, or first thing in the morning, depending on when is your best energy levels. So we had just started talking about day planning 101. And so we said when you make a plan, you start with two questions. The first question is, what do I need to do today? And you make a list. And then the second question is, when do I need to do it? When you do your day planning, you also need to cater some level of flexibility into your day plan. Don't pack your plan so much that you end up running from pillar to post and with not a moment to breathe. You need to create flexibilities within your plan, and we're going to have a look at how you do that. So here's an example of how to create a highly flexible day plan. So you make a list, like we've said, you make a list of what do I need to do today. So in my list here, I've got a couple of things that I need to do today. Finishing up my blog post, calling Judy, making a doctor's appointment, watering the plants, brainstorming presentation ideas, and organizing the kitchen drawer. Those are all the list of things that I need to do today. Then I separate out my list into two parts. I say what is absolutely essential for me to get it done today, and I put it under the heading essential. And then I put under the heading bonus the things that if I managed to do them today, that would be really great. But if I don't, it's not life threatening or critical. That's one example of how you can do a highly flexible day plan. A less flexible example of a day plan is something like this. And to be honest, because of my personality type, this is the kind of day plan that I normally have and I prefer, is one where everything is scheduled. I don't just make lists, I actually schedule everything. So you can see that I've got my exercise scheduled into the planner from 6 to 7. I've got my shower scheduled from 7 to 7:30, 7:30 to 8. I'm brainstorming some ideas. From 8 to 9, I'm writing this or writing that. This is a more structured day planning with less flexibility and where each and every activity has its time slot. Personally, that's the kind of day plan I prefer. But it's equally valid to have a highly flexible day plan like this one. So the benefits of a low flexibility day plan is that you then entertain fewer interruptions. You also are less likely to do spontaneous things, which sometimes can steal a lot of time from you. It also gives you a good sense of how much time you need to spend doing something. It develops a high level of discipline, and it's for those who have a high affinity to structure or plans. Obviously, you must be aware of some of the pitfalls of this kind of planning because it doesn't really take into too much account some other limitations. But it also leads to a much healthier mindset. So the question is, should you start with a high or low flexibility day plan? Now, here are the things when you start planning that you need to experiment with. First of all, experiment with time specificity. In other words, should you allocate specific times to events, or should you just kind of think, I'll get to it when I get to it? Also, you need to experiment with variability. How many things can you actually work on in one day? I have found that my limit for very key important things is I can only work on up to 10 very important things in a day. Might seem like few, but because of the nature of my job and the complexity of it, you find that I can only have 10 really very important things that I work on in a day. So whether that 10 things is, it includes meetings, it includes big reports, it includes big tasks of work that I need to get done. Then also experiment with granularity, i.e., how detailed do you have to be in order to make a plan that works for you? And then finally, experiment with specificity. What area do you need to work on? What projects are you working on? Or what tasks are you working on? Be very specific about that. Now, how do you prepare in order to be planning? Day planning helps you to get more work done rather than less. And so preparation helps you when you make your day plan. So this is the steps that you should follow when you are starting to make your day plan. You prepare to make a day plan, then you do your day planning, and then you start working. That's how you should think about it in your mind. Prepare, plan your day, then start working. So how do you prepare? You prepare, first of all, by looking at two things. What is your available time? So let's say for work, your available time is from 8 in the morning until 5 in the evening, or maybe slightly beyond. So first of all, you need to look at what is your available time in your calendar. And of course, some of that available time will be taken away by the fact that you've got meetings that you need to attend that are planned by someone else. Some of it will be taken away by events that you need to go to, right? But you need to have a look at, on a particular day, what is my available time? Then secondly, you look at what are the things that I've got to do. That's your whole list of things that you've got to do. So this is how you prepare. You've got to have those two things ready in order to start planning. What's my available time and what are the things that I've got to do? Now, when you're doing your preparations, you need to start by organizing your tasks. So you'll pick your tasks from maybe a weekly list or a monthly list that you've already got, and then you will sort them by their urgency. Like I showed you, where it said, these things are essential for me to get done today. These are the things I can leave them. So you need to have a priority system. In the workplace, a good way to have a priority system is by liaising with your department manager to say what things are priority and are essential for me to do today, and what things maybe can I leave until tomorrow if there are too many of them. And then also sort your tasks by category. So you can group together all the tasks. Let's say if you have to make phone calls, group all those tasks together. If you have to write emails, group all those tasks together. It makes you be more efficient. Then the second thing is, once you've organized your tasks, is you organize your time. So which time of the day works best for a particular task? For example, if you want to make phone calls to customers, usually the best time of day to do that is maybe between 10 in the morning and 12 o'clock, because in the afternoon you might not find them in the office, you might not be able to get hold of them. And then tasks that require a lot of your energy, you want to do them when you're most energetic in the day. So for me, I'm most energetic in the day in the morning. So I find that I will do my most energy demanding tasks in the morning. And then you need to define, what time do you stop working? So yes, it might be 8 or 5 to 5. Or if you're a manager, sometimes it's often a lot later than that, 8 to maybe even 10, because you're reviewing other people's work, etc. And then also define, how much time do you have available in each day? So how much time do you have available for doing certain kinds of things? Because of course, we are all human beings. We are all family members, and we've got to have time for our families. We've got to have time for exercise. We've got to have time to eat. We've got to have time to do other things other than working. So decide, how much time do you have on the whole available each day? And then finally, how much work can you do every day? So you've got to really be realistic with yourself and say, okay, this is what I can accomplish in the day. But planning and organizing your plan before you plan will actually help you to understand how much you actually can get done in a day, rather than overloading yourself with things to do. So here are the preparation rules. Every Monday, I do admin tasks. So these are just some examples of preparation rules that you can set for yourself. For me personally, every Sunday afternoon, I plan my week ahead. That's one of my preparation rules. So you could have rules like I write from 8 a.m. in the morning until 10. I do one project a week from a certain category of projects. I schedule 3 hours a day for active work. I focus on one big task per day or two small ones. And like I've told you, like some of mine are, I don't do any more than 10 key pieces of work on a particular day, etc. So if you predefine your rules for your day plan, it reduces the decision making you have to make, and it saves you energy and time when now you come to the actual job of planning. Right, we're going to leave it here today. Thank you for joining us to this Get Organized Part 2. I look forward to you joining me in Get Organized Part 3.